The computer revolution scramble to rename their cities.
Silicon Valley is going to be the straw that stirs the drink. There's no way of getting around it.
If you say that you're from California, but your phone number says that you're from New York, and your IP address says you're from overseas, you're probably not who you say you are.
How cyber credit card frauds are sticking online business with the bill.
And video games go down home, turning in your rocket launcher for a fishing pole.
Plus, we'll have news from the world of computers, and we'll show you our favorite net dating services.
Not that we need it, of course. And how to use the web to make a mixed CD right now on CNET Central.
Now, from the #1 on-air and online information source for the digital age, this is CNET Central.
Hi, I'm Daphne Brogdon.
And I'm Richard Hart. Welcome to CNET Central. In big business today, enterprising CEOs from every industry seem to be adding the word internet to their business cards and business plans.
Because when they do, bankers and venture capitalists have the same response, which is like a knock upon the door with a wheelbarrow full of cash, and they can fund their cyberspace excursions.
Well, not unwise to this phenomenon are our world's city planners. In a mad rush to bring computer-related business to their cities, they have begun a war of nicknames.
The Big Apple has Silicon Alley, Arizona, Silicon Desert, Hawaii, Silicon Island, Austin, Silicon Gulch, LA, Digital Coast, Orange County, the Digital Beach, Midwest, Silicon Prairie, the Pacific Northwest, Silicon Forest, the capital's bandwidth beltway, and Boston Route 128? Well, most parts of the country are coming up with catchy monikers to put themselves on the high-tech map. And it isn't just a national trend. It's quickly becoming a Silicon world, right down to Scotland's Silicon Glen. These copycats are positioning themselves to steal a piece of the valley's pie.
People tend to flock to those areas once you can kind of wave the flag and say, hey, yeah, we are technology savvy.
In this tech Olympics of sorts, the medals are billions of dollars in revenues, which have national, state, and local governments scrambling to get in on the game.
You can do business anywhere, so why not do it in paradise, Hawaii, your high-tech paradise?
The technology industry is the favorite child for the legislature and the governor. There isn't any request that we consider out of bounds if it helps a tech company be successful.
Silicon Island and other valley wannabes have their work cut out for them. The Valley holds 80% of today's high-tech firms and employs tens of thousands more tech workers than any other region. But that's not dissuading some cities like Chicago from conjuring up creative ways to become king of the hill.
The Chicago Business Coalition has big plans for a high-tech district they say could rival California's Silicon Valley. The Chicago Research and Planning Group envisions a real and virtual high-tech community in Chicago's Loop.
This high-tech district is the brainchild of Chicago planner Dick Arndt. He hopes it'll make the Windy City Silicon City and the crossroads for the whole tech industry.
This building as a start would represent fundamentally the creation of an epicenter for the world.
Part of Arndt's plan is to redevelop a batch of old buildings in a special area where hundreds of tech companies will get tax breaks to move in.
So what you got here is you've got a complete build-out underway.
The catch is the buildings will be specially wired to take the city online.
As you can see, all the walls are gutted and all these different conduits are hanging here.
The Silicon City website will invite the outside world to do business in the real high-tech district virtually.
What you'll see on the website is you will see this picture. One tower is representative of a physical building, and then the other is representative of the virtual community.
Yeah, megabit mile, Silicon Swamp, whatever. It's enough to make the Chamber of Commerce here in Silicon Valley chuckle. Only they're taking some of this quite seriously.
Actually, I love it. I particularly love it when places like Los Angeles have to hire a PR firm to try to come up with a tricky name for them. But I would be the one to lead the charge to never let Silicon Valley get complacent again that it can't go away, because frankly, it probably could.
Tedesco says the Valley's copycats will probably get their share of the world's high-tech revenues, but not by pushing companies into designated districts.
I don't know, it's probably more like herding cats. They don't go where you tell them to go, they go where they want to be.
And industry insiders say that'll be the Valley more often than not, no matter what clever nicknames copycats adopt.
Silicon Valley is going to be the straw that stirs the drink. There is no way of getting around it. The fact is the technology is here, the money is here, the talent pool is here. Everybody wants to be here. The action, the real action is still going to be in the Silicon Valley.
And it's funny because the Silicon Valley, the San Jose area, when I first moved here, I mean, you could shoot a cannon through that place. I was so
That's right.
not.
And that wasn't that long ago, and now it's
Yeah.
just filled with traffic and cars. And
Well, the downside of success. So far this year, consumers have spent $4 billion online, making e-commerce, or what we used to call retailing, e-tailing, a bona fide phenomena on the net. But the new virtual storefronts have brought a new kind of thief, the credit card bandit. Hari Srinivasan visits e-tailers, small and large, that are saying, seller beware.
The very day that we went to interview Bruce Bowie for this story on web fraud, another bogus order came into his online t-shirt business.
Here's an order I got this morning from a person in Springfield, Illinois, who strangely enough uses a service provider in Egypt, at a school, and a hotmail.com email address. Never faxed me anything. The telephone number's no good.
Bruce has lost nearly $1,000 in the past 6 months to fraudsters who use stolen credit cards and leave him stuck with the bill.
And when you get charged back, of course, the bank just takes the money right out of your account, or the credit card company does. And there you are. And the merchandise is in Romania or someplace.
He once used to sell shirts in a mall. Then he took his business completely online, now selling everywhere from Kansas to Kuwait.
I was thrilled to get an order for $400 from Romania. I thought that was great business. Now I wouldn't be so thrilled.
Bruce is a small businessman selling a physical product over the web. Harder hit are merchants like BuyDirect.com, who sell digital products that are in the hands of the fraudsters at the press of a button. Bill Hedipole says when the company first started moving software, 1 out of 5 sales were frauds.
They make up credit cards. They use credit cards that are actually valid, you know, have money in the account. They're just not in the control of the owner.
BuyDirect is now proud to say that only 2% of their sales are fraudulent, but they had to learn their lessons the hard way. Bill says there are some dead giveaways pointing to fraudsters.
If you say that you're from California, but your phone number says that you're from New York, and your IP address says you're from overseas, then you're probably not who you say you are.
There are even software vendors like CyberSource selling fraud solutions.
We look at all different kinds of things, where the transaction is originating from geographically, and compare that to the cardholder's billing address. We look at the type of product being ordered. We look at the dollar amount of the product.
Their fraud screen program cross-checks more than 150 variables and lets merchants decide when the shopper is legitimate enough. Bruce Bowie says that he's learned through 6 months of trial and error what someone with the right information could learn in 6 minutes. Information that's helping keep the shirt on Bruce's back.
Now I know what to do. Now they're not going to get me anymore.
So, Harry, what can online businesses do to learn what to look for?
Well, if you're trying to set up an online business, the best thing is to ask the people that have already walked the walk. Ask them what the pitfalls are, what the fraud rate is, what to look for to figure out a fraudster.
And what does this mean for consumers like us?
Well, if businesses get cheated, they pass those costs on to us, so we're going to pay more money.
All right, thanks a lot, Hari. Coming up next, news from the digital age, and then using the web to burn your own mixed CDs.
BuyDirect.com, the answer to your software needs. Comprehensive reviews, software solutions, and fast delivery. Buy smart, buy fast, buy direct.
CNET Central is brought to you by IBM. Are you ready for e-business?
Dan, you look good. Lost weight?
Cut the act, Phil. I need to tell management what's happening with our website.
Okay.
In terms they can understand.
Every buck we spend, we'll earn $2 back by the end of the year.
It was right before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring. Well, maybe a mouse. The children were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of presents danced in their heads. Then what to my wondering eyes should appear but a speedy truck filled with packages and gear? Was it Santa rewarding those good girls and boys? Nah, just my Visa, the internet, and a site called eToys. But while eToys will take all your children's requests, they just won't accept American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Sometimes the best way to say something is to simply show it with a color photo. Canon color scanners. Just click, scan, add your personal photos to anything, and print in beautiful color. It's easy. Starting around $79. The CanoScan flatbed color scanners. Only from Canon.
Hello. We want you to remember our name, Outpost.com. That's why we've decided to fire gerbils out of this cannon through the O in Outpost. Cute little guy. Fire. And again. So close. Fire.
News is sponsored by IBM Solutions for a Small Planet.
Here are the week's headlines from the digital world. Some disarming news has come out of the Pentagon regarding national Y2K readiness. The Pentagon's office in charge of nuclear safety and emergency response has admitted it falsified Y2K reports. The Defense Special Weapons Agency reportedly claimed 3 of 5 mission-critical computer systems were ready for the millennium when, in fact, they were never even tested. The agency also neglected to develop required contingency plans in case the system should fail. The agency is now aiming for April of next year to be in full Y2K compliance. And new reports say our state governments are also lagging on millennium preparations, and it could force residents to go without major benefits. According to the New York Times, benefits payments like welfare, Medicaid, and unemployment will likely be delayed unless states step up Y2K preparations. As of now, only 1/3 of the state's computer systems that generate those benefits are Y2K ready. And if you're in the market for a new Apple iMac computer, you might want to hold back until the new year. News has it online that Apple's planning to drop the iMac's price from $12.99 to $9.99 come February. Apple sources say the company's succumbing to some pressure from the sub-$1,000 PC market. At the same time, Apple will introduce a higher-end iMac for $12.99 that will have more hard disk space and a faster processor. The new machine should have the same look as the old one. And President Clinton made headlines this week with new plans to bolster electronic commerce. They included a new push for consumer protection against online fraud. The president announced that his Commerce Secretary is now working with the Federal Trade Commission to establish regulations that will ensure online buyers have the same protections they have in real stores. But the administration is continuing to encourage self-regulation for Internet vendors.
The president is sending the message that there are going to be a lot of consumers online and we need to protect them. He's proposing a kind of carrot and a stick approach. The carrot being the industry should regulate itself. The stick being if you don't and it doesn't work, we're going to pass some laws and make sure that you do.
And if you're planning on doing your holiday shopping online this year, you are in abundant company. Experts predict net shopping revenues will double this season, with netizens mouse-clicking their way to $3 billion worth in sales. In preparation for the onslaught, e-tailers like Amazon, eToys, and N2K have redesigned their front doors. And that's our news for this week.
You know, the thing about N2K reminds me of a conversation I was having about how much I love Amazon.com with a friend of mine who's a sales rep for a book company. She's like, great, I don't need a job. And I was like, oh, yeah, that might affect some people.
I don't think it'll be long before music stores, traditional music stores, are replaced by online buying.
Oh, you're probably right, and that's partly because ordering your CDs online is actually a lot of fun. But one of the newest trends on the net is even more fun, making your own mixed CDs online. Various online companies are giving music lovers the chance to be their own DJs. At CustomDisc.com, customers can choose individual tracks from a library of songs to make their own customized compact disc. You can listen to 30-second samples and then click on the songs you want for a 70-minute CD. The company then makes, or rather burns, your compilation and ships it to you within 5 days. You can even choose the cover art for it. Music categories include jazz, soul, blues, and alternative, as well as various hits from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. If you're after a wider selection, MusicMaker.com boasts a catalog of 100,000 songs in 20 categories. Although I wasn't able to find Frank Sinatra, they do have French oldies, great for Edith Piaf fans. And if trip-hop and techno is more your style, then be sure to visit Seductive.com. This site specializes in obscure underground electronic acts from a variety of indie labels and offers tracks you wouldn't normally find at any local megastore. Despite their limited inventory, Seductive offered the most user-friendly site of those I visited. Coming up next, our favorite online dating services, and then video games go down home. The best-selling video games never leave planet Earth.
Making a new computer purchase anytime soon? Try Computers.com, a new service from CNET, the computer network. It's the simplest, most convenient way to figure out what to buy and find out where to get the best deal for whatever you're looking for. PCs, modems, handhelds, and more. Now there's Computers.com. From the same people bringing you the #1 computing sites on the web, Computers.com. The best way to make a purchase decision.
That was fast. You wouldn't want to try this over there.
Pull up a chair, honey. This will take a while.
A faster modem means a better internet experience.
Move it!
Upgrade to a 56K modem from 3Com US Robotics. Get $50 worth of music CDs when you buy any eligible 56K modem.
Hey, you want a real scare? Turn on HBO.
Ooh.
Because there's real life, and then there's the movies on HBO.
For the first time on television, a deadly war between two mysterious alien races, and our world is their battleground. Now, only a man who vanished into space 50 years ago holds the secret to our survival. AT&T presents Invasion Earth. The mystery begins in 2 days. Exclusively on the SciFi channel.
Have you ever bought a new computer, then had a question about it, and then you asked your spouse and your kid, and it was 7 o'clock, and the computer store was closed, and the guy next door who knows everything about computers was on vacation? Why not get help 24 hours a day? Go to Dell. We've won PC Magazine's award for desktop reliability and service 3 years in a row. Right now, you can get a Dell Dimension computer powered by an Intel Pentium 2 processor at 400 megahertz. You'll get a 12.9 gig hard drive with enough storage to use neat stuff like digital cameras. Plus, you'll get a 17-inch monitor, a 4.8x DVD-ROM drive, Altec Lansing speakers with subwoofer, and it comes preloaded with Microsoft Windows 98 with Home Essentials and Money 98 to do, oh boy, money stuff. It's a good thing it only costs $19.99. Dell Dimension with an Intel Pentium 2 processor at 400 megahertz. Just $19.99. To order, go directly to the source. Dell, be direct.
Welcome back. It's time for some viewer email, and joining us once again is CNET Special Correspondent Sophie Formica. Hey, Sophie.
Hi, Daphne.
Okay, Sophie, we recently did a story about nightmares with net dating. Remember that one?
Yeah.
All right, well, a lot of people called us and wrote us, emailed, all that, to say that meeting people online and then in person isn't always a bad experience. And on that note, Eric Bailey of Aurora, Colorado wrote in to ask, what are some good web dating services?
Okay, Eric, if you'd like to meet somebody, I can't tell you from personal experience because I've actually already found my life match, but some of my close friends have told me that net dating services can actually be a lot of fun.
All right, Miss Happily Married. So what dating services would you recommend?
I talked to some single CNETers and heard good things about Match.com. They offer a 7-day free trial period. You enter an anonymous handle or name and then you go by that name when you're corresponding via email. But don't worry about people knowing your real email address. Match.com will not reveal that address to anyone. Instead, other members write to you at your anonymous email address and Match.com simply forwards that email to you. They act as the middleman. You'll also need to create a personal profile by entering the type of relationship you're looking for, your age and your gender. Optional questions include your location, ethnicity, body type, height, and whether you smoke, drink, or have kids.
Or married, or a prison record, or those
Prison
kind of fun
record's a
things.
good thing to know.
Yeah, I'd say so.
You can then write a paragraph describing yourself, and this profile is posted for other members to read on Match.com's site. If they're intrigued by what you've written, they'll send you an email, and that's one way to get things started. Or you can search for matches based on select categories, and then contact those members via email to learn a little more about them.
Yeah, I've had some friends who've done this Match.com thing, and it seems like they have maybe one good date, but nothing ever sticks to the wall.
Well, I think it's because people probably figure if they're not happy with what they see the first time, they can trade you in and get another one. But for some people, it really does work. If you have a question you'd like to have answered, of course, you can send it to us here at questions@cnet.com or through regular mail to Questions, 150 Chestnut Street, San Francisco, California, 94111.
And if you want more information on this week's question, go to cnet.tv.com. We'll give you a more detailed answer and link you to all of the sites we've mentioned today. Thanks, Sophie.
I feel like Dear Abby.
Yes.
Apartments.com makes moving easier. Your free online rental and relocation solution. Hundreds of thousands of visual listings plus classifieds from the nation's leading newspapers. Photos, floor plans, the moving center, and more. Apartments.com. Start your search today.
I can't do it every 10 minutes. Maybe I could email. Well, there's over 14 securities in that portfolio. Those TV tickers are hard to follow, yes. You're asking for a lot of information.
CNET Central is brought to you by Microsoft. Where do you want to go today?
Melvin and Lola Zumbrunnan have a cattle ranch in Lusk, Wyoming.
They're probably some of the gentlest cattle in this area.
He sorts through all his cow statistics on Microsoft Excel spreadsheets.
I can take one cow and I can go back and look at all the calves that she's had, and if they're all good ones, I keep the cow.
Melvin uses software to manage his herd because his livelihood depends on his cows.
Come take a look at this shirt, Danny. Come on, Mom. Are we gonna shop all day? Larry's waiting for me.
Are you going to wear that shirt every day?
What's the matter with this shirt?
Where do you like me to start?
Ha! Very funny, Mom.
Come on, what size is this thing anyway?
Mom.
10. I wonder if they've got this in a 10. Isn't this nice?
Yeah, for Grandpa Harry.
Well, let's look to see if they've got something you might like.
Northwest Clothing Company, this is Denise. How can I help you today, Mrs. Rogers?
Innovations like our direct online call button
Hey, you got any good shirts?
are just one way. Internet call centers from Nortel Networks help you
Take a look at this.
keep up with your customers
Got any other colors?
Check at the bottom there, Dan.
and vice versa.
Cool. Mom, are you seeing this?
Come on, Danny. Are we going to shop all day?
Nortel Networks, how the world shares ideas.
Most of today's best-selling games count on futuristic, space age, real apocalyptic, science fiction stuff. But there's a new trend emerging, a more down-to-earth approach, and what some are calling, well, blue-collar games.
Let's just say they're aimed at a more casual gamer. The titles are Deer Hunter, Wild Turkey Hunt, and Trophy Bass Fishing. And now they're shooting to the top of the charts.
Nailed him. That's a clean kill.
It's called Deer Hunter, and it's one of the best-selling computer games in America. In the last 6 months, this game has sold more than 250,000 copies, knocking such mainstays as Myst and Riven out of the top spots.
My guess is it's just a very different audience that's looking at the game, that's playing the game.
Erica Smith writes for CNET's Game Center. She says Deer Hunter's success may have something to do with where it's being sold, to whom, and for how much.
People who are going to Walmart, Target, Kmart, that people are buying it up in hordes. It's $20, it's an easy buy, it's a spontaneous buy.
And it's not just the low cost that's appealing to consumers, says Aline Mills. She's with GT Interactive, makers of the game.
There's always going to be a hardcore gaming audience, but what we're seeing is that there is a much larger audience out there that really hasn't played games before, and what they're interested in doing on their PC are the kinds of things that they do in their day-to-day life.
And Deer Hunter isn't the only game in town for the average Joe. There's also trophy bass fishing, bowling, and sporting clay simulations.
Well, you can think of like Disneyland or something. You used to be able to go in there's shooting ranges, you know, you can shoot at the duck or you can shoot at, you know, the Cowboys and Indians. It's kind of like that. I mean, it's kind of fun, and somebody's going to go pay $5 to do that, or they can go pay $20 and have it on their computer at home.
Even mighty Microsoft has acknowledged the trend with its very own Monster Truck Madness.
A lot of people ask themselves, hey, monster trucks, I'm not interested in monster trucks. Microsoft doing monster trucks doesn't make sense.
But the game has been a huge hit. Now they've teamed up with the WCW World Championship Wrestling in Monster Truck Madness 2. Game Center Smith says Microsoft is clearly targeting a different kind of gamer with this Monster Truck series.
I think they're going for that sort of blue-collar kind of, you know, people who get into their monster trucks and they go mudslinging and stuff on the weekends. I don't know exactly if everybody who's, you know, playing that is that audience, but I think that's certainly part of their audience.
The success of these games has caused many game developers to re-examine just who exactly are they making these computer games for.
It seems like everybody has email now, you know, and everybody is using their computer to some degree. There's a lot of people who are, you know, grandma or, you know, your father or your grandfather is going online and, you know, sending email, and maybe he wants to go fish, maybe he wants to go hunt. That's something he completely understands.
Now that's a nice shot.
Oh, poor deer.
That deer was attacking him. It was clearly aggressive behavior on the part of your animal.
See, it really pulled you in. You see, it's a visceral game, you know, and it's also because it's kind of Americana, like, you know, Dukes of Hazzard. Remember when that was popular?
Yeah, well, if you'd like to try out some of these games for yourself, head over to our website. We'll link you to downloads of Monster Truck 1 and 2, Deer Hunter, Bowling, and Trophy Bass Fishing.
Yeah, you can get all those downloads at cnet.tv.com, plus all information about everything you've seen on today's show.
And links to other CNET sites that are bound to make your computing experience a better one.
Thanks for tuning in and logging on.
Hey, I'm Ryan Seacrest. Up next, The New Edge, where we've got tomorrow's technology today. We'll show you the coolest gear and the hottest technology. Join us for a glimpse of the future and a whole lot more. It's all next on The New Edge. The New Edge. First, like America's Cup yachts, sailplanes use high-tech design to fly the skies.
To glider pilots, altitude is like money in the bank.
Then, an inside look at the magic behind the colossal IMAX films.
They feel like they're in the place that the movie was made.
Next, one electronics company that's building the toys and tools of tomorrow. Finally, the San Diego Wild Animal Park adopts some ancient animals. It's all right here on The New Edge. From the studios of CNET in San Francisco, this is The New Edge. I'm Ryan Seacrest.
You know, it's one thing to build an ultra-high-performance airplane equipped with powerful jet engines and a super strong airframe, but imagine building a high-performance airplane that doesn't even have an engine at all and relies on invisible air currents. We're talking about a whole different ballgame. Take a look.
The sport of soaring is to flight what sailing is to boating. The challenge is to use the forces of nature rather than the power of machines. In places like Warner Springs in Southern California, sailplane pilots are taking to the skies to soar like the birds. Aerodynamic gliders have been around for generations, but now new lightweight materials and ultra-sensitive instruments are bringing these sailplanes to new heights.
For the pure essence of flight, soaring cannot be beat. It has no practical application at all. There's nothing you can do with a glider that I know of that comes to any use except pure fun.
The ultimate for me is being alone and trying to impress myself. It's like, can I get from here to there? How fast can I get there? Dancing on the wind and having all these ideas go through your head about who you are and being off the ground. It's solitary freedom.
In terms of an intellectual challenge, there's nothing like this. It's just never gets boring. Never gets boring.
Designers must balance materials and strength against handling. Every pound and every element of drag can affect performance.
This glider is an ASW-17. It's all fiberglass. Fiberglass has some great characteristics for gliders. When you're going through turbulence, it gives you a real nice ride. And I can demonstrate just how flexible these wings are by kind of just getting them going here a bit. It's a little disconcerting to look at when you're actually in turbulence, but gives you a nice smooth ride.
This is the PW5 glider. It's the latest class of gliders. It's a smaller, lighter glider than most of the ones active today in the competition cycles.
Advances in soaring are also taking place inside the cockpit. New onboard computers, transponders, and handheld GPS units are becoming commonplace.
The latest piece of equipment that I have, which is becoming more common in gliders, is a secure data logger or a GPS recorder. And what this does is it has a GPS engine just like my handheld GPS does, and it also has an altitude sensitive transducer, and so it records altitude and position over time. I have some software that it will take the file that comes out of this and it'll actually animate the flight, and it'll show the glider flying around in circles, and at the same time it shows the ground speed, the rate of climb, and your actual altitude all graphically and as well as in numbers.
The data loggers help map wind currents and show pilots where to find the best air. They can also be used to substantiate world records and follow soaring competitions. The most vital instruments for soaring, however, are the ones that help pilots find rising air. Lift is the invisible lifeblood of soaring.
This instrument here is called a variometer. It measures how fast we're going up or down. This is useful for when we're trying to climb. We try to maximize the needle's up position. That tells us we're going up to 400, 600, 800 feet a minute. And minimize the time spent in the negative area, because that means we're going down. And to glider pilots, altitude is like money in the bank. It's energy stored that we can use to go places.
Sailplanes are always gliding. They're always sinking at about 200 to 300 feet a minute. So what we have to do is we have to find air that's going up faster than we go down so that we can actually climb.
There are three types of lift that vary with terrain and weather conditions. Ridge lift is when wind blows against a mountain and is forced up. Thermal lift occurs when warm air currents spiral from sun-heated Earth. But for the ultimate lift, pilots look for a radical upcurrent called the wave.
When you've climbed out in the wave, you're suspended in space and you're hanging there and everything is absolutely still. It's just a very unreal, levitating feeling that's hard to describe. It's very magical.
So, despite the advances in the state of the soaring art, these pilots still consider this to be the purest form of flight. using the mind to find new ways to dance on the wind. Soaring challenges a pilot to rely more on nature than technology. Technique more than brute force.
By using the weather, sailplanes have flown over 1,500 miles and climbed to almost 50,000 feet. There are many great and fun sailplanes available from under $10,000. The new competitive ships are over $100,000.
Next up on The New Edge, the really big picture story. And what's coming next for home and office multimedia. These stories and more right here on The New Edge.
I can't do it every 10 minutes. Maybe I could email. Well, there's over 14 securities in that portfolio. Those TV tickers are hard to follow, yes. You're asking for a lot of information.
The New Edge is brought to you by Outpost.com, the place to buy computer stuff online.
Hello. We want you to remember our name, Outpost.com. That's why we've decided to fire gerbils out of this cannon through the O in Outpost. Cute little guy. Fire. And again. So close. Fire.
Ooh, that was fast. You wouldn't want to try this over there.
Pull up a chair, honey. This will take a while.
A faster modem means a better internet experience.
Move it!
Upgrade to a 56K modem from 3Com US Robotics. Get $50 worth of music CDs when you buy any eligible 56K modem.
Come take a look at this shirt, Danny. Come on, Mom. Are we going to shop all day? Larry's waiting for me.
Are you going to wear that shirt every day?
What's the matter with this shirt?
Where do you like me to start?
Ha! Very funny, Mom.
Come on, what size is this thing anyway?
Mom.
10. I wonder if they've got this in a 10. Isn't this nice?
Yeah, for Grandpa Harry.
Well, let's look to see if they've got something you might like.
Northwest Clothing Company, this is Denise. How can I help you today, Mrs. Rogers?
Innovations like our direct online call button
Hey, you got any good shirts?
are just one way. Internet call centers from Nortel Networks help you
Take a look at this.
keep up with your customers
Got any other colors?
Check at the bottom there, Dan.
and vice versa.
Cool. Mom, are you seeing this?
Come on, Danny. Are we going to shop all day?
Nortel Networks, how the world shares ideas.
Now, for the first time on television, the best of Star Trek, an exciting new collection of original themes from all 4 of the Star Trek television series. Plus, this one-of-a-kind album also includes a specially created suite from a popular episode of each series. This exclusive offer also includes the original motion picture soundtrack from the #1 hit Star Trek First Contact. This superb enhanced CD comes with a deluxe booklet, a movie poster magnet, and exclusive behind-the-scenes interviews. This incredible offer is available right now. 2 CDs, only $24.98. 2 cassettes, just $19.98.
To order by credit card, call 1-800-652-4242 or send $19.98 for 2 cassettes or $24.98 for 2 compact discs, plus $3 shipping and handling to The Best of Star Trek, P.O. Box 4951, Omaha, Nebraska.
When the IMAX film format debuted at the Expo Fair in Osaka, Japan in 1970, it was considered to be a quantum leap in film projection techniques. Today, IMAX is continuing to expand both the boundaries of their production techniques and the scope of their film subjects. Recently, 3D was added to the IMAX arsenal, and a new lightweight IMAX camera allowed filming atop Mount Everest. Here's a look at the really big picture. Experiencing an IMAX film on television is a bit like surfing the net, viewing text only. IMAX movie screens tower up to 8 stories high and use a film format that is 10 times the size of conventional 35mm.
An audience member can feel the experience. They feel like they're in the place that the movie was made because it's wrapping around them. And because the clarity is so sharp and so bright, it's like being here in real life. It's not dim like a normal movie, and it's not unsharp, and it's not unsteady. It's rock solid.
IMAX is continually pushing the boundaries of filmmaking technology. And when the opportunity arose to film on Mount Everest, they accepted the challenge. Filming on the icy slopes in freezing temperatures would mean making several modifications to IMAX's extremely large and heavy equipment.
I said the camera has to be no more than 20 or 22 pounds as a single piece, the body, because I won't have a Sherpa carry more than that. And it has to be able to start up and run without fail after it's been frozen for 24 hours in minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
What they came up with is a camera weighing only 42 pounds when fully loaded, fitted with plastic bearings instead of metal, using synthetic drive belts, and powered by a lithium cell battery.
Up there, to set the camera up took superhuman effort. And just setting the tripod up, putting the head on it, getting the camera, loading the film in, getting the lenses on, getting everybody into place, pulling the trigger and getting one shot. Everybody then had to go take a nap for 2 hours. It was just so exhausting.
Their tiresome efforts paid off. The filmmakers were praised not only for their cinematography, but also for their breakthrough camera, created to capture the beauty and essence of the mountain. Audiences are currently able to get a glimpse into the future of IMAX with the animated short, Paint Misbehaving. This new 3D animation was created with the help of a stereo animation drawing device, or SANDY. New IMAX simulation rides are taking 3D animation one step further. These rides are one of the fastest growing forms of entertainment. IMAX technology is used on some of the more popular simulator rides around, including Race for Atlantis in Las Vegas and Back to the Future at Universal Studios.
We went into this project with the highest of expectations. We were trying to create a world-class ride, one of the best theme park rides really on the planet with state-of-the-art technology.
Race for Atlantis combines the latest 3D computer-generated animation, sound engineering, and motion simulation technology. Each rider is outfitted with a 3D electronic headset that is equipped with a personal sound environment, or PSE. This PSE surrounds the listener with sound, allowing the audio to connect with the position of the 3D images floating in front of the rider.
These lenses here go on and off at about 24 or 48 frames per second, controlled by an infrared light, and it creates a very ghost-free and spectacular 3D imagery. Also, it's very hard to see, but there are also speakers in these glasses which give you the ability to create really unusual and spatial sound effects.
Whether they are creating the next ultimate thrill ride or out-of-this-world 3D film, you can bet that IMAX will continue developing cutting-edge technology. And we can only imagine what they will come up with next. Coming this fall is a new feature called T-Rex Back to the Cretaceous. The film incorporates the latest large-format IMAX 3D technology to bring dinosaurs to life with groundbreaking, or at least ground-shaking, detail and realism. Producers say the film showcases stereoscopic dinosaurs, incorporating the most up-to-date scientific knowledge about the creatures from 65 million years ago. Coming up on The New Edge, what will you watch tomorrow? Here's what's coming from one cutting-edge electronics maker. And how did these creatures get into a wild animal park? Just ahead on The New Edge. Making a new computer purchase anytime soon? Try Computers.com, a new service from CNET, the computer network. It's the simplest, most convenient way to figure out what to buy and find out where to get the best deal. For whatever you're looking for, PCs, modems, handhelds, and more. Now there's Computers.com. From the same people bringing you the #1 computing sites on the web, Computers.com. The best way to make a purchase decision.
Melvin and Lola Zumbrunnen have a cattle ranch in Lusk, Wyoming.
They're probably some of the gentlest cattle in this area.
He sorts through all his cow statistics on Microsoft Excel spreadsheets.
I can take one cow and I can go back and look at all the calves that she's had, and if they're all good ones, I keep the cow.
Melvin uses software to manage his herd because his livelihood depends on his cows.
Sometimes the best way to say something is to simply show it with a color photo. Canon color scanners. Just click, scan, add your personal photos to anything, and print in beautiful color. It's easy. Starting around $79. The CanoScan flatbed color scanners. Only from Canon.
Identity. You ask me who I am. Identity. But who am I really? Identity. Does anyone know who they really are? Identity. Identity.
Yeah, identity, Miss Evangelista. If you want to write a check, I need to see some proof of your identity. Driver's license.
Considered the Visa check card? It automatically deducts from your checking account at the millions of places Visa's accepted.
I don't have identity.
Next.
The Visa check card works like a check, only better.
Stay tuned to receive your free trial version of America's #1 accounting software for small business.
Okay, folks, here's your business cards, letterhead, and my invoice.
How did you create this invoice?
With QuickBooks accounting software, I called the toll-free number and got a free trial version.
Wish I had time to learn new software.
It takes no time. Answer a few simple questions and QuickBooks tailors itself to your business automatically. And if you can write a check, you can use QuickBooks. QuickBooks makes it easy to see who owes you money and how much you owe. It also does invoicing, payroll, and inventory. Plus, you get customizable reports and graphs that puts you in control of your business.
To try QuickBooks free, call 1-800-231-7359 for your free trial version. Or if you also need time tracking, estimating, and project costing, then try QuickBooks Pro. Either trial is yours free for calling 1-800-231-7359. That's 1-800-231-7359.
Traditionally, we've used one of 3 platforms to receive our information: the TV, the PC, and the phone. As we forge ahead into the digital age, convergence becomes the buzzword of choice. And the question is, how are all these platforms going to be combined? Are we going to go to school on the net? Will we be able to have our PC and our DVD player with a phone line to surf on the web while we watch our favorite movie on a giant big screen with THX sound? I mean, how will it all work? Well, the folks at the Philips Multimedia Lab have some answers. Take a look. In the ever-changing industry of consumer electronics, it's hard to keep up with the latest and greatest thing. Aside from the idea of making everything smaller, the new idea seems to be putting everything together.
At your fingertips, you have all of the benefits from the audio-visual and computer worlds right there at your disposal.
Convergence is the big new buzzword in a world of buzzwords. It's the idea of taking devices we're used to having operate independently, like the TV, PC, and phone, and combining them in one device that's small and easy to use. A division of the company that brought the first commercial light bulb to market, Philips, is looking to your home and your office as the new frontiers for convergence.
It's more and more digital streams of information that are coming at people's workplaces, people's homes, and wherever people are. So there's more content out there that can be distributed digitally. And in order to consume that content, we need devices that help you get access to that content.
Electronic devices and gadgets are often associated directly with work and the office, i.e. mobile phone, pagers, email, etc. But the whole reason you go to work in the first place is so you can come home, kick back, and relax in front of the TV, right? Next generation home theater systems are aiming to change the passive role of couch potato to a more active one and turn the tube into a more interactive device.
All I do is I pick up this wireless infrared keyboard, and then I bring up the application that I want to bring up. Let's say I want to send email to somebody, or I want to surf the internet. I simply click on the internet icon, and I can bring that on simultaneously. So I could be watching TV, and I can go on the internet at the same time.
But staying connected from your couch with access to everything but the fridge at your fingertips is only one of Philips' goals. They are also looking at being connected to stay productive. The lab continues this quest with devices like the Velo 500. With a 75 megahertz processor and 16 megabytes of memory, it's the most powerful pocket PC on the market.
With a device like this, you can carry around important documents like word processing documents or spreadsheets. And you can also send and receive email while you're away from your desk.
At the office and at home, surfing the web is becoming one of the most popular ways to collect information. It's easy, however, to get mired in the web's sea of information, especially if you're just starting out.
Number one reason that people get online is to find information, but many people who are new to the internet find that process very isolating and very frustrating. So we decided to try to help in the facilitation of online communities where people could look to specific resources or specific community areas where they could find other people who have interests that are similar to them.
Planet Search Networks is one way Philips Multimedia has tried to tame the web to enable users to maximize its potential. Through Web TV, Planet Search Networks has aggregated communities for users who are educators, professionals, or families, so that they can get the most out of their web experience.
Our Internet TV product with the Web TV network service on it is an example of how we enhance TV viewing and what you can do from the TV platform.
You put a good community setting around people and you develop a community environment that's specific to their professional needs or some recreation or hobby, then they tend to get information that's of much higher value.
It's all about information, how we get it, where we get it, and how we use it. One thing is for sure, what we use today to surf the web, stay connected to the office, or watch movies at home will be completely different from what we use tomorrow.
Now here's something that you'll see more of in the future. This is a flat panel television, the type that will be the new standard for displaying the digital television broadcast that you'll see more of soon. It's only 4.5 inches thick because it uses advanced plasma technology. It also has a much wider viewing angle than most large screen TVs, 160 degrees. Trust me, this is what you'll be watching The New Edge on very soon.
Coming up on The New Edge, the newest residents at the San Diego Wild Animal Park are here to teach a lesson. Hey, if you want to be the first to get the inside scoop on the online world every week, then you've got to get Digital Dispatch. It's CNET's free email newsletter. All you have to do to sign up is send a message to subscribe at CNET.com, and we'll send you Digital Dispatch.
The New Edge is brought to you by IBM. Are you ready for e-business?
Give your customers the help they need whenever they need it with a self-service website by IBM.
Hey, you want real action? Turn on HBO. Because there's real life, and then there's the movies on HBO.
On a brand new episode of Sliders, the team escapes through a parallel world infected by a deadly outbreak. Now, an antidote must be found, or an innocent child will perish.
It's the part where you usually come up with a great idea.
Why do I always have to come up with a good idea?
They released a virus into the air that only kills Chromax.
An exciting, all-new episode of Sliders.
I hate to sound like we don't trust you, but we don't trust you.
Only on the SciFi channel, Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Recently, the San Diego Wild Animal Park added a new exhibit for the summer. Now, the funny thing was, the animals weren't only rare, they'd been extinct for millions of years.
keepers at the San Diego Wild Animal Park have some new creatures to take care of, and they're bound to make some of the longtime residents a little nervous. Park directors have brought in Dinomation critters for an exhibit called Dino Mountain. The idea, they say, is to show dinosaurs in their natural habitat and remind guests of how fragile our environment is.
The dinosaur experience is a duplicate of what we do with our living collection. As you walk through this experience, you're in a coniferous forest, and you get an opportunity to view them in a setting like you would find them if we were going back millions of years. Sometimes you see these experiences in a museum, and it's very difficult to provide a setting to put them in that's appropriate. But we've been able to accomplish that here at the park. They're in a coniferous forest, and within that forest there are cycads that have been described going back well into the age of dinosaurs. These are plants that were around at that time.
The creatures are robots, basically. They're mechanical, so they operate on electricity and air-driven pneumatic cylinders. There's a computer program along with a computerized sound generator in the base of each creature that allows it to move through the functions.
When we're walking through this exhibit, it's on a natural pathway, and you have dinosaurs on either side of you, and sometimes you don't see those animals right away, but you hear them. So your curious nature leads you down a path, and you're a little apprehensive about going down this path at first because you're not certain what you're going to experience. And then you come across these life-size dinosaurs that have been duplicated to the point where there is an accurate depiction as science has told us. And you get to watch some of these behaviors on how this animal may forage, whether it be on plant material or a carnivore.
What we have here is one of the robots that's got some of the skin taken away. It shows a number of the different controls, the hydraulic, the pneumatic lines, the electric lines. We do this for a couple of reasons. One, to give folks an opportunity to see how they're built, and the other is to let children know that before they get down to the big T-Rex at the end that he's not really real and they can walk past him. He's not eating any kids yet. He stays behind the rail. He's pretty good.
Dinomation International created the dinosaurs with the help of paleontologists, artists, sculptors, and engineers. Each life-size creature looks and moves as realistically as possible based on modern scientific data. Like the living animals at the park, these creatures need constant care.
The greatest amount of effort is spent on maintenance since they're outside and they move a lot. There's a lot of lifelike movement. There are tears in the skins that need to be repaired. We have maintenance folks that we finally call dino doctors that work on the creatures every morning and every evening, and when necessary, even while the exhibit is in process.
The San Diego Wild Animal Park was set up as a facility to ensure that endangered species are not lost to the world. For this reason, again, Dino Mountain carries a special message.
The part of our mission statement at the Wild Animal Park is to educate our guests as to conservation issues. And the tie between dinosaurs and current conservation is an obvious one in that these dinosaurs you're looking at are extinct. And if we're not careful with what we do with the wildlife we have now, we may be viewing these, or our kids' generations may be viewing these in the same light.
Conservation is not giving things up. It's doing something to make sure that my children and their children have a wonderful world to live in and they can enjoy all of nature. Our job is to make sure we don't have to look at robotic rhinos.
The dinosaurs have moved on from Dino Mountain, but keep an eye out. You never know where you might just see a T-Rex pop up next. If you need some more information on anything you've seen on the show, look us up on the World Wide Web at cnet.tv.com. I'm Ryan Seacrest. We'll see you next time right here on The New Edge.
Hi, I'm Sophie Formica. Up next on the web, from idle threats to cold-blooded murder. Find out why cyber-terrorism is serious business. Plus, you could be owed big money and not even know it. We'll show you the sites that let you cash in next on the web.
Join us now as we journey for a minute inside space.
We refer to Earth as the living planet. And when we look at Earth, we see animals, we see plants, we see microorganisms. When we look at the rest of the universe, as far as we know, it's all mineral. And so if we're going to travel to other planets, to other places, we're going to need to take some of that life with us to sustain ourselves.
Watch Inside Space on the SciFi channel.
You are now entering the Party Zone, a new 36-song collection of today's hottest dance tracks.
Oh, Sheila, let me love you.
Next on the web.
In the morning I woke up and the FBI are there and they had guns.
It's the stuff of Hollywood movie plots, but are cyber terrorists for real?
We don't know if the 15-year-old is playing around. We don't know if it's a terrorist planting a Trojan horse.
Plus,
you're out to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, the Wizard of Oz has returned to the big screen, and it's online too.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too.
And still ahead.
It's like finding a $5 bill in a jacket pocket.
Did Granny leave you a gold mine? Unclaimed assets are now easier to find online.
Anywhere from a few $100s to an average amount of $1,300.
It's all coming up on the web. Welcome to the web from the CNET studios in San Francisco. I'm Sophie Formica. Well, it sounds like the plot for the next Bruce Willis film, but the Federal Bureau of Investigation says that the threat from cyber terrorists is very real. And that's why the FBI is cracking down hard on teenage hackers, net-savvy kids who threaten the security of government websites with their high-tech hijinks. Are these kids just having fun in a democratic society, or should the government protect our interests by limiting access to cyberspace? With the end of the Cold War, many countries who historically were enemies are now allies. Traditional methods of communication, financial transactions, and law enforcement have given way to an increased dependency on internet technology. But in cyberspace, there are no borders, and everyone from teenage hackers to foreign governments potentially have access to sensitive information.
In the morning I woke up and the FBI are there and they had guns.
Chameleon is a 17-year-old hacker currently being investigated by the FBI for allegedly selling military secrets obtained on the internet to a foreign terrorist. In order to not interfere with the ongoing investigation, he asked to be interviewed anonymously. Chameleon hadn't planned on being a cyber terrorist poster child. He got into hacking to learn more about technology, and also as a way to express a bit of teenage angst.
So I think a lot of it was kind of like the intrigue about it and, doing something, people say you can't do, or kind of pushing the limits. We'd hack web pages and put up what was really going on and stuff, and in a way that was kind of like our cyber soapbox.
Chameleon and his group Noid have been credited with hacks into high-level military sites, but Chameleon claims his actions didn't put anyone at risk and were even helpful because they fixed the security breach. He thinks the FBI is missing the target by going after teenagers like him.
In the hacks that me and friends were doing, they're all web servers, and you're not going to really find anything on a government web server that's going to affect national security. There are foreign governments and people from other countries that do attack U.S. military networks, and you never really hear about that threat. All you ever see is the government busting all these, teenagers in the United States.
We have to treat all of these cases as potentially very serious.
Michael Battis of the FBI runs the newly formed National Infrastructure Protection Center. The center's mission is to serve as a government command center for investigation and response to cyber attacks.
When we get a report from a government agency or a private sector company that they've experienced an unauthorized intrusion from the outside, we don't know if it's a 15-year-old just playing around. We don't know if it's a terrorist planting a Trojan horse for future access to cause some sort of destructive attack.
While most classified information can't readily be found on a website, the internet can be used as a doorway for potential terrorists into government networks. Battis says the internet has changed the very face of terrorism.
The new realm of cyber terrorism offers terrorists the opportunity to have a much broader impact, potentially. And that's why, even though we have not really had serious instances of cyber terrorism, I think it's only a matter of time.
But cyber libertarians like Wayne Madsen of the Electronic Privacy Information Center questions how probable a cyber attack really is. He fears the government will use the fear of a threat as a tactic to limit internet access and impede user privacy.
Just because there are vulnerabilities, that does not mean that these vulnerabilities are actually threats that are going to manifest themselves in these terrible doomsday scenarios.
While the government maintains they will do whatever it takes to sniff out cyber troublemakers, they claim that does not include widespread internet surveillance. But Madsen says the government won't stop with the usual suspects. He fears average people who just want to use the internet for email or vacation planning will also be at risk.
Somebody that just sends an email from one family member to another, that email will be looked at. Now, if it contains nothing of interest, it will go on. But the mere fact that the government is looking at somebody booking a trip to Hawaii or a parent communicating with their son or daughter in college is, I think, quite frightening.
The FBI says it will not tolerate internet security breaches, regardless of who is initiating them. And as the government squeezes into those cyberspaces normally occupied by hackers, Chameleon is getting out while he can.
Basically, you know, after a while, you gotta kind of grow up and get over it. There are ways of getting your message out, you know, besides like hacking a web page. They might not be as, you know, might not get as much attention, but you could still do it.
Is the threat of a cyber attack worth giving up our access to the internet? It's hard to say, as we depend more on internet technology for everything, from personal banking to troop placement on overseas missions. But one thing is for certain, hackers and their acts of infiltration have greater impact on our lives than ever before. Coming up,
If I only had the nerve.
join Dorothy and friends for a magical trip in theaters and on the web.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
It's not the thing that worries me the most in life, let's put it that way.
The information is all right there at your fingertips, so I think it could. No, the internet's not a threat, no.
I think it could potentially harm national security.
You think that, yes, anything could be accessed. So, yes.
I'm not a terrorist, so I couldn't figure out how, but I'm sure there could.
The web is brought to you by IBM. Are you ready for e-business?
I actually got in.
You broke into personnel.
Yeah, these are salaries of every person in the company.
Look, this senior VP makes about half as much as this senior VP. Bet he doesn't know that.
Sure he does. I just emailed everybody in the company.
I wish I had an elephant. An elephant would always play with me. Bye-bye. But wishes are like elephants. They're bigger than can be.
Okay, maybe you can't give her everything her heart desires, but with the humongous purchase power of the Visa Platinum card, maybe you can. And besides, you never know what she'll want next.
Sometimes the best way to say something is to simply show it with a color photo. Canon color scanners. Just click, scan, add your personal photos to anything, and print in beautiful color. It's easy. Starting around $79. The CanoScan flatbed color scanners. Only from Canon.
That was fast.
You wouldn't want to try this over there.
Pull up a chair, honey. This will take a while.
A faster modem means a better internet experience. Upgrade to a 56K modem from 3Com US Robotics. Get $50 worth of music CDs when you buy any eligible 56K modem.
Internet 101 is sponsored by IBM, Solutions for a Small Planet.
We've shown you how to add photos, animation, and other fun things to your website, but nothing will impress your friends more than seeing a little video on your webpage. It may sound daunting, but it's easier than you think. CNET's Hari Srinivasan has a few tips.
From blockbusters to home movies, nothing livens up a site like online video. And there are quite a few formats to choose from, but basically it boils down to two kinds, downloadable and streaming. Downloadable clips require you to wait for the whole video file to load before you can play it. The good news? You don't have to have any special plugins to view it. Streaming video is fed to your computer a little at a time. You'll start to see it soon after hitting play. The downside? You'll need special software to encode, serve, and view the video. In essence, video files are much like graphic files. There's always a trade-off between loading fast and looking good.
So how do you get your online video to look really good? Well, whether you're streaming it or downloading it, the trick is to keep your original video as simple as possible. Let me give you an example. If I was to say stand in front of this plain white wall and not move around very much, well, that file can compress down pretty well because there's not a lot of information that's changing on the fly. However, if I was to say move around a lot in front of a brick and mortar wall with a lot of detail in it, that's going to be real tough to compress because there's a lot of changing information in the image. So the file's going to stay pretty big. So the trick again to make your online video look real good is to keep your original video as simple as possible. And that way the files will compress as best they can. And of course, online we all know that it's about small files.
Once you have your video, it's time to digitize. You can use anything from high-end graphics cards to cheap TV tuners to capture video to your computer. Digitizing is as easy as hitting record. But be aware that the recording settings you choose will have an effect on both the quality and the file size. When you're done digitizing, you'll have a downloadable QuickTime or AVI file ready for your web page. Or you can pass the file through an encoder if you're using a streaming format. Either way, putting your video on your web page is simple. For most formats, the basic embed tag will do the trick, giving you a great new outlet for sharing your home movies.
Okay, Harry, so it sounds like an important thing to remember is to try to get the best quality original video.
That's right.
What about audio, though? Should it be on the high quality settings?
Yeah, that definitely does help. You know, a couple of other tricks to get good original video is to avoid zooming or panning or tilting. Actually, any camera movement is pretty detrimental when it comes to compressing video for the web.
But it would be really boring to have static images. What's the point of video?
Well, one way to get around that is to get in tight on your subject. Tight shots create a lot of interest for your audience, and they also help make things easier to see, especially if you're compressing your video to a tiny little window size.
Sounds like I'm obsessed with sound here, but that would also help with audio if you're in really close.
Especially if the person that you're talking to speaks very softly, it'll help a bit. But don't forget that your camera's built-in mic isn't probably very high quality, so you'll get even better results with your audio if you get an external microphone to attach to the camera.
Probably a good investment if you plan on producing a lot of video. Thanks, Hari. If we've motivated you to get some video on your website, we've got a lot of tips and tricks to help you do it. You'll find them at our website at cnet.tv.com. Coming up, go online to find money you never knew you had.
If we had never gone to the internet and never found out about this site on the internet, we probably would have never known the money was there.
I guess I would say personal privacy is most important.
I would actually like it monitored to a degree.
I think I would prefer to have the privacy and just hope that the terrorism could be dealt with in other ways.
Complete privacy.
How do you say what privacy is? If you can have such a thing.
I guess maintaining my privacy.
BuyDirect.com, the answer to your software needs. Comprehensive reviews, software solutions, and fast delivery. Buy smart, buy fast, buy direct.
Melvin and Lola Zumbrunnan have a cattle ranch in Lusk, Wyoming.
Probably some of the gentlest cattle in this area.
He sorts through all his cow statistics on Microsoft Excel spreadsheets.
I can take one cow and I can go back and look at all the calves that she's had, and if they're all good ones, I keep the cow.
Melvin uses software to manage his herd because his livelihood depends on his cows.
Hey, you want a real scare? Turn on HBO.
Cool.
Because there's real life, and then there's the movies on HBO.
For the first time on television.
A deadly war between two mysterious alien races. And our world is their battleground. Now, only a man who vanished into space 50 years ago holds the secret to our survival. AT&T presents Invasion Earth. Begins Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Exclusively on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Stay tuned to receive your free trial version of America's #1 accounting software for small business.
Okay, folks, here's your business cards, letterhead, and my invoice.
How did you create this invoice?
With QuickBooks accounting software, I called the toll-free number and got a free trial version.
Wish I had time to learn new software.
It takes no time. Answer a few simple questions and QuickBooks tailors itself to your business automatically. And if you can write a check, you can use QuickBooks. QuickBooks makes it easy to see who owes you money and how much you owe. It also does invoicing, payroll, and inventory. Plus, you get customizable reports and graphs that puts you in control of your business.
To try QuickBooks free, call 1-800-231-7359 for your free trial version. Or, if you also need time tracking, estimating, and project costing, then try QuickBooks Pro. Either trial is yours free for calling 1-800-231-7359. That's 1-800-231-7359.
I think most of us have enjoyed the classic The Wizard of Oz. I tried to watch it when it airs on television every year. This year, however, to celebrate the film's 60th anniversary, it was re-released in theatres with a digitally restored picture and a distinguished website. Oz has never looked better.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Nope, now the game's in cyberspace. Follow the yellow brick road to the internet and log on to the official site of the classic flick.
I didn't mean to kill anybody.
Well, my little pretty, I can cause accidents too. Enjoy sound clips from the land of Oz. Hear the Wicked Witch's threat. I'll get you, my pretty little dog too. Or celebrate her demise with the Munchkins. View memorable images at the pics section of the website. Reminisce online with a variety of photos that will never be outdated. Check out the entire cast, even little Toto too.
But I could show my prowess, be a lion, not a mouse, if I only had the nerve.
The soundtrack is no doubt one of the film's most charming elements. One of my favourite sections of the site is the lyrics page. I've always wanted to know the words to Somewhere Over... All right, I'll leave it to the pros. Take it away, Dorothy. There's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. And how many movie sites offer their own store? Shop till you drop for a variety of knickknacks that could only come from Oz. Tick through time with the help of the Tin Man's clock. Or spice up your life with Munchkin salt and pepper shakers. Online we can experience the Land of Oz on a small screen, and with its re-release in theatres, the big screen as well. Just remember,
there's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
No place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place... Oh, I'm back. Didn't quite get to the Oz that I was thinking of. Can you believe that Over the Rainbow was almost deleted from the film? It's true. The scene was nearly cut because an MGM bigwig, Louis B. Mayer, didn't like the fact that Judy Garland would be singing the song in a barnyard. And it was a pleading producer that got the song put back into the film. Thank goodness. And here's a trip to another world, the world of weird websites. We're going to take you on a trip now with CNET's Daphne Brogdon to see some of the stranger things that go on in cyberspace with this week's Digital Dish.
Hi, I'm Daphne Brogdon with this week's Digital Dish.
When it comes to our president,
we do always have a choice.
But how many of you took
Seriously, the draft David Hasselhoff for president campaign?
And you thought he was just a pretty face? But if he was president, who would watch the beaches?
Ah, modern politics. Remember when Ted Kennedy was the object of ridicule?
My, that's been superseded. But his whipping post is still dangling out there in cyberspace. Hey, sports fans, you might enjoy the hypothetical drinking match between Kennedy and Boris Yeltsin. Who's going to take home the gold? Ooh. Well, past presidents Jefferson, Cleveland, Harding, and Garfield must be breathing... Okay, breathing might not be the right word. A collective sigh of relief that they didn't live in a time of high-tech media. There are pages that discuss past presidents' inappropriate relationships. Seems so silly now, doesn't it? I mean, what do we remember President Harding for anyway? For the sordid cover-up of his affair, or... What did Harding do? Something about healthcare and engaged in the military? On the X-Files, Agent Dana Scully is the voice of science and rational thought. So it's ironic that there should be a religion with her as the savior. They're not waiting for the Pope. They've canonized Scully on the web. That's right, brethren, it's the order of the blessed Saint Scully, the enigmatic savior, that's obsessed to you and me. A para-religion? Scully for sainthood. Peach-ah! Everybody knows the true prophet is David Hasselhoff. Well, that's it for Digital Dish. If you have a site you'd like to see featured, then send it to me at dish@cnet.com.
Get online and talk to us. This week the web would like to know, does the internet benefit or hinder a child's education? Give us your opinion at talktous@cnet.com. And now for recent CNET poll results. 43% believe the internet poses a threat to national security. 57% feel the country's national security is not compromised by the web. Thanks for your vote.
Making a new computer purchase anytime soon? Try Computers.com, a new service from CNET, the computer network. It's the simplest, most convenient way to figure out what to buy and find out where to get the best deal for whatever you're looking for. PCs, modems, handhelds, and more. Now there's Computers.com. From the same people bringing you the #1 computing sites on the web, Computers.com. The best way to make a purchase decision.
A Star Trek double feature.
Yes, joy.
The Final Frontier and The Voyage Home. Today, starting at 2, 1 Central on the SciFi channel.
Hey, you want real action? Turn on HBO. Because there's real life, and then there's the movies on HBO.
Come take a look at this shirt, Danny. Come on, Mom. Are we gonna shop all day? Larry's waiting for me. Are you gonna wear that shirt every day? What's the matter with this shirt? Where do you like me to start? Ha! Very funny, Mom. Come on, what size is this thing anyway? Yeah, no wonder they got this in a 10. Isn't this nice? Yeah, for Grandpa Harry. Well, let's look to see if they've got something you might like.
Northwest Clothing Company, this is Denise. How can I help you today, Mrs. Rogers?
Innovations like our direct online call button
Hey, you got any good shirts?
are just one way. Internet call centers from Nortel Network help you
Take a look at this.
keep up with your customers
Got any other colors?
Check at the bottom there, Dan.
and vice versa.
Cool. Mom, have you seen this? Boy, Danny, are we gonna shop all day?
Nortel Networks, how the world shares ideas.
In an effort to get people to remember our name, Outpost.com, we contacted the local high school marching band and asked them to help us out. And to help make this memorable, we decided to release a pack of ravenous wolves. That's good stuff.
Did you ever think there might be some cash out there with your name on it? If you've ever moved, sold, or bought a home, there's probably a good chance that you've forgotten about an outstanding bank stock or escrow account along the way. Now the internet is taking all the legwork out of tracking down your lost property with one-stop shop websites. Nearly $35 billion in forgotten assets is currently being held by state and federal agencies. This unclaimed property has always been accessible offline, but it always took months of research and letter writing to find. Now the internet offers a variety of sites where you can immediately find out if you are due money.
It's like finding a $5 bill in a jacket pocket. You know, it was always your money. But if you didn't know it was there, and all of a sudden you've got this amount,
it popped up at $1,488. I had to wake him up.
The Stone family moved several times before settling into their current home. Each move meant a series of address changes, and important information didn't always catch up with them. If it wasn't for the internet, Wayne and Mary Lou would have never known that they had left money in an escrow account.
I had been sitting there for 9 years, and we hadn't been contacted. So it would have probably just been sitting there for another, who knows how many years, until
our heirs
got it.
We were surfing on the net one day, and wasn't that Grandpa's name?
41 states have websites, and at least 2/3 of these are searchable, including the California site where Mary Lou found almost $1,500.
Looking at some of the amounts and seeing $25 and $30 and even $90, you know, that was a lot. To see something with a comma in it.
California State Controller Kathleen Connell says that since the website went up, the number of inquiries for unclaimed property has more than tripled. And with California receiving roughly $300 million worth of unclaimed property a year, there is a good chance that if you've ever lived in California, your name could turn up.
You're more likely to get property back in the state of California than you are to win the lottery. And when you win fairly significant amounts of money, anywhere from a few $100s to an average amount of $1,300.
Those winnings are actually your unclaimed property, and once you've determined the state has your funds, it's pretty simple to claim your money. But as Mary Lou discovered, the hard part is, unless you type in the exact name reported, it may be difficult to actually find your name on the database.
You start doing variations. You don't just stick with Wayne Stone, which is what my brother had done and had found nothing.
The Stones are one of the lucky ones. They found their money without a hitch. But Valerie Jaunt of the National Association of Unclaimed Property Administrators says that others who surf the net aren't always so fortunate, and warns the consumer to beware.
One of the things I would be cautious of is, are they going to charge me a fee to look for something that's virtually free to me from the state agencies?
Valerie cautions that some of the commercial sites may use misleading tactics to get your money. You could be asked to pay a fee after you've established your name is on their database. But does it really mean you are the recipient?
There are websites that are out there that claim to have a database of federal and state agencies. We are not aware of the fact of how they're obtaining information from a federal agency, for an example, when we ourselves don't have that information. The other thing is they may just give you a full name, and if it's a common name, say you're entitled to unclaimed property, when in fact that's something that's due entirely to a different owner.
As more state and federal agencies get online, your options to find your unclaimed property will only increase. But as for the Stones, all they have to do is agree on how to spend their money.
New computer.
We try.
I was really disappointed there was no money under my name, unfortunately. To keep track of anything that belongs to you, keep your records straight. And if you do move, be sure to inform all financial institutions where you hold accounts and leave them a forwarding address. It's also a good idea to let family and friends know of safety deposit box locations so that you won't lose any heirlooms or documents. And that's it for this week on the web. For anything that you've seen on today's show, be sure to visit our website at cnet.tv.com for links. And I'll see you next time on the web. Bye-bye.
Hey, Daphne Brogden here from Cool Tech. Up next, we'll go for a ride in a folding boat. Plus, we'll check out some cool technology that makes home video editing easier than you think. All next on Cool Tech.
I can't do it every 10 minutes. Maybe I could email. Well, there's over 14 securities in that portfolio. Those TV tickers are hard to follow, yes. You're asking for a lot of information.
this cool tech.
First, Desmond dashes through the snow on some tricked-out track and tread.
Then Daphne flips over a folding boat that's flat-out amazing.
Next, some help for those lost in a sea of videotape. It's time to cut the
And who needs seats on the 50-yard line when you're cooking with gas in the parking lot?
You like a margarita?
It's all coming up right now on Cool Tech.
From the CNET studios in San Francisco, I'm Desmond Crisis.
And I'm Daphne Brogdon. Welcome to Cool Tech.
You know, Daphne, going out and playing in the snow just isn't what it used to be. It's not all skis and snowboards anymore.
No, in fact, people are out there riding scooters and bikes and even ATVs in the snow.
That's right. Not snowmobiles, but all-terrain vehicles.
You know, I got a chance to check out some of these conversion kits that just might put your snowmobile to rest permanently. Check it out.
ATVs are a ton of fun to zip around on in the summer, but what happens when Mother Nature turns cold and covers the ground with snow in the winter?
Now, if you know the fun of taking your all-terrain vehicle through the woods or through some sand dunes, imagine taking that same all-terrain vehicle through the snow with a conversion kit that kind of turns it into a snowmobile. It's cheap, it's easy to put on, easy to take off. You get year-round all-terrain vehicle action. It's even more fun than a snowmobile.
We thought it would be great if we could offer some kind of a conversion assembly to where they could take those ATVs and convert it over and go play out in the snow. To install our snow conversion assembly on there, you merely jack the machine up and you remove all four wheels, and then on the first go-around, such as this sports model here, there is a new heavy-duty rear axle on the first installation. So you would change out that rear axle, which is a very easy operation. And then our track assemblies on the back here are designed to where they merely slide right onto our axle. Everything bolts on. There's no modification to the machine whatsoever.
The whole snow conversions assembly can be put on in a few minutes, and then you're ready to make tracks.
You get to play with it in the winter in the snow, then when the snow's gone, you merely unbolt this and put the wheels back on, and you get to use the one machine year-round. Whereas your snowmobile, you park it in the barn or under the tree and wait till next winter.
Another innovation in winter off-road mobility is the Fast Tracks, the world's only production model stand-up snowmobile. The Fast Tracks has borrowed existing technologies from bicycles, snowmobiles, and skateboards, among others.
We basically have a pivot right here, which you see this piece of rubber, and a pivot here. And that's what gives you the lean. Now we have a torque converter, basically the same as a snowmobile. Snowmobile belt, it's a 15-inch wide belt. It has bogie-type suspension on it. It's a two-stroke engine, tuned exhaust, and basically a bicycle front end. I would say it'd be like a motorized snowboard.
The 134cc engine delivers a little over 13 horsepower and is rated at speeds of 35 miles an hour at altitudes of up to 7,200 feet. It feels a lot like a scooter. You can have a lot of fun with it, but it's not the most stable machine. Because of the stand-up position and somewhat narrow track, the Fast Tracks can take some practice to get the hang of. But once you do, there's something pretty cool about standing up and zipping through the snow. For all you mountain bikers who have to hang up your wheels in the winter, the snow bike is a new way to get that downhill thrill.
The snow bike by design is an extremely fast snow vehicle. Because of its lowness to the ground and the compact position of the body when you're in a tuck, as well as the narrow skis and minimum friction to the snow, you're able to keep up with any skier or snowboarder.
To smooth out the bumps, the snow bike also took suspension technology from mountain bikes.
The snow bike has about 3 to 3.5 inches of spring-loaded gas dampened shock absorption in the rear. They also make a model that has a similar suspension in the front, so it becomes a full suspension snow bike.
And still another novel device for carving up the snow is the Snow Scoot, where you stand up and steer. It might not look that hard, but it does take some work. Instead of springs or some other mechanism to push your push through the snow, the Scoot uses your body to smooth out the ride. Like skis and other gear that gets you downhill, snow bikes and snow scouts are designed for speed, but they can also make them a challenge to control.
Even though the wipeouts may be few and far between, they tend to be, you know, a little more violent. Helmet would definitely be recommended, as well as possibly knee and elbow pads.
Just when you thought you'd come to know every contraption built to cruise through winter's precious powder, along comes a slew of new ways to get up and go in the snow.
Yeah, man, those look like fun, Des, but some of them look a little dangerous.
Yeah, they were fun, but they're also very fast. So all the manufacturers recommend that you ride responsibly and wear a helmet at all times.
Yes, very good advice. Now, if you want to know more about snow tracks or fast tracks, check out the info at our website at cnet.tv.com.
Next up, I've heard of pop-up books, but pop-up boats?
And want to make your own movies at home? We'll show you how. That and more cool tech coming up.
Some kind of computer. Just some kind of radio.
It looks like a video game.
That's for a camcorder.
Something electronic, I don't know though.
Hey, if you want to be the first to get the inside scoop on the online world every week, then you've got to get Digital Dispatch. It's CNET's free email newsletter. All you have to do to sign up is send a message to subscribe@cnet.com, and we'll send you Digital Dispatch.
Cool Tech is brought to you by IBM. Are you ready for e-business?
I can't do anything without the instructions. Nothing.
It's okay. She's got other presents.
They were just here. They're right here. I just had them.
We'll just hide this till her birthday.
She's been wanting this for a long time. If I only had those instructions.
You look in the box?
I looked in there.
Did you take everything out of it?
Oh, here they are.
It has the power to excite you. It has the power to move you. It has the power to take you places you never knew existed. It is, of course, your Visa card, with the power to get you a seat to Michael Tilson Thomas and the San Francisco Symphony at Davies Symphony Hall. So bring your Visa card. You can't get in using American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Melvin and Lola Zumbrunner have a cattle ranch in Lusk, Wyoming.
They're probably some of the gentlest cattle in this area.
He sorts through all his cow statistics on Microsoft Excel spreadsheets.
I can take one cow and I can go back and look at all the calves that she's had, and if they're all good ones, I keep the cow.
Melvin uses software to manage his herd because his livelihood depends on his cows. In an effort to get people to remember our name, Outpost.com, we contacted the local high school marching band and asked them to help us out. And to help make this memorable, we decided to release a pack of ravenous wolves. That's good stuff.
So, there you are, tucked in your cubicle, plugging away, minding your own business. When one day you look up and realize you're not where you thought you were, and you're not sure that career path you've chosen is taking you where you want to be going. Why don't you face it? You're lost. And in case you hadn't noticed, you're on your own. Or are you? What if you could call somebody who had connections all over the world? Somebody who could be your own personal career agent. Somebody who knows all the ins and outs, who could point you in the right direction and help you find a job you actually like. Somebody who last year helped more than 400,000 people take the right career path. It only takes one phone call to get out of the rat race. Make it right now.
If you have experience in technology, accounting, or legal or clerical skills, find out how Interim can help you. Call 1-800-A-CAREER.
And I assume this is some way of bringing video into a computer?
Wow, sounds pretty cool. Where can I get me one of these?
Daphne's found some pretty amazing things about working here on Cool Tech, but now she says she's found a boat that folds up to just 4 inches wide. I think this time she just might be getting taken for a ride.
Okay, well listen, my blue-haired buddy. The boat that I'm going to tool around in is right here.
The Portaboat does exactly what the name implies. It is the first commercially available boat that is resilient and seaworthy,
You see, it's very, very stable.
yet can fold up to a relatively petite size for easy storage and portability.
The original concept started in 1969, and the original owner went broke. He was a great designer and a great, inventor, but he didn't know anything about marketing.
How long does something like this take to assemble?
You can put it together in 5-6 minutes, or take it apart in 5-6 minutes.
Do you think even someone like me
Oh yeah,
put it together?
sure you bet. Yeah.
Sandy's a total lovable guy, like Woody Allen, but also with a touch of Hemingway. So I want to like the boat, even if it stinks. Nonetheless, I've got to figure out for myself, how tough is it to break down the Portaboat and then put the baby back together.
What we sell is portability. You can take this thing, and that boat doesn't weigh, the motor doesn't weigh 85 pounds, it weighs 40 pounds.
Sandy's company also offers a whole line of portable products that relate to the boat. He has porta-oars that break apart and have flotation in them so they won't fill up with water and sink if they go overboard. And he's even got a porta-dolly. But that still needs a bit of R&D.
This is great. How fast? You seem like you go fast on this.
I got the feeling Sandy had done this before because somehow he got me to do all the work.
1, 2, 3, 4, row, row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Faster, faster, faster.
Hey, Sandy, it seems like maybe Leonardo DiCaprio needed one of these on the Titanic.
You better believe it. He would have wound up a lot better.
For the most part, Sandy and I had a great morning out in the Portaboat. But being such a high-profile couple, we couldn't go anywhere without the paparazzi chasing us down.
Okay, Sandy, why that?
Good question. Total stupidity. Somebody was trying to be cute, and instead of having Portaboat, B-O-A-T, they said, how about B-O-T-E? It has sort of a Spanish thing to it. And now that we're on the internet, we have to have a bunch of different domain names with different spellings. So
Nobody can find you.
Yeah, B-O-A-T, no hyphen, no so this way, no matter how they do it, they usually can find us.
Which isn't spelled correctly,
You
doesn't it?
better believe it.
Okay, so how can you make it airtight and foldable?
Okay. Well, one of the things that we've done, and this is where we have our patents, polypropylene in itself is a living hinge, and the more you open and close it, the stronger it gets. You're just moving molecules. It isn't like any other material.
You use some inflatable or aluminum boat, right? You don't really hassle with this.
I love this boat so much, I bought the company.
Ah, a beautiful day, good company, and Mother Nature. And best of all, it's portable.
Okay, Daphne, relax. It's gonna be okay. Because what I'm gonna do... Coming up, look out, Quentin Tarantino, a video camera, some software, and Sundance, Here I Come.
And who's better, Denver, Green Bay? Ah, who cares? It's all about the tailgate.
Making a new computer purchase anytime soon? Try Computers.com, a new service from CNET, the computer network. It's the simplest, most convenient way to figure out what to buy and find out where to get the best deal for whatever you're looking for. PCs, modems, handhelds, and more. Now, there's Computers.com. From the same people bringing you the #1 computing sites on the web, Computers.com. The best way to make a purchase decision.
Hey, you want a real scare? Turn on HBO.
School.
Because there's real life, and then there's the movies on HBO.
Ooh, that was fast. You wouldn't want to try this over there.
Pull up a chair, honey. This will take a while.
A faster modem means a better internet experience. Upgrade to a 56K modem from 3Com US Robotics. Get $50 worth of music CDs when you buy any eligible 56K modem.
On a brand new episode of Sliders, the team escapes to a parallel world infected by a deadly outbreak. Now, an antidote must be found, or an innocent child will perish.
This is the part where you usually come up with a great idea. Why do I always have to come up with a good idea?
They released a virus into the air that only kills Chromax.
An exciting, all-new episode of Sliders.
I hate to sound like we don't trust you, but we don't trust you.
Only on the SciFi channel, Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Have you ever bought a new computer, then had a question about it, and then you asked your spouse and your kids, and it was 7 o'clock, and the computer store was closed, and the guy next door who knows everything about computers was on vacation? Why not get help 24 hours a day? Go to Dell. We've won PC Magazine's award for desktop reliability and service 3 years in a row. Right now, you can get a Dell Dimension computer powered by an Intel Pentium 2 processor at 400 megahertz. You'll get a 12.9 gig hard drive with enough storage to use neat stuff like digital cameras. Plus, you'll get a 17-inch monitor, a 4.8x DVD-ROM drive, Altec Lansing speakers with subwoofer, and it comes preloaded with Microsoft Windows 98 with Home Essentials and Money 98 to do, oh boy, money stuff. It's a good thing it only costs $19.99. Dell Dimension with an Intel Pentium 2 processor at 400 megahertz. Just $19.99. To order, go directly to the source. Dell, be direct.
If you're like most people with a camcorder, you probably have a ton of tape that you've shot, little kids or special events. The problem is because tape is relatively cheap, we all tend to roll a little too much of it. And that makes watching those precious memories a really tedious affair. I mean, the whole wedding. So we've assembled a few things that will help you turn your footage into features.
You know, Daphne, I love this spot. This is great.
Oh, thanks, Des. I thought it would be nice as a background for my mom's videotape, which you were going to help me make for her birthday. Thank you so much. I really appreciate
No problem. It gave me a chance to bust out this new camera from Sony. It's the latest digital handycam.
This is the TRV 900. It uses 3 separate video chips for better resolution and truer color. It also records on the DV format, which makes a huge difference when you get into digital editing.
Action.
Okay, Des, I got the candles lit. All right. Happy birthday, Mom, from your favorite city, there's the Golden Gate Bridge, and your favorite daughter, me, Daphne, huh? Sorry I can't be there for your birthday, but you know I have to work. So, happy birthday to you. That's pretty good?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Why aren't you going to see your mother, though?
Oh, well, you know, hi, my boyfriend, he got tickets to the Whitesnake concert. But I don't want to tell her that because she's still freaked out about what happened with David Lee Roth all those years ago.
So she doesn't like Whitesnake either?
Is that still on?
Yeah.
Oh, crap, let's turn it off. I can't ever see that.
You didn't tell me when to stop.
Now this is ruined. Now I can't even send that tape to her.
That's okay, Daphne, relax. It's going to be okay. Because what I'm going to do, I'll take a couple pictures of the bridge, if she likes that, right? Take a couple pictures of Alcatraz, a couple pictures of this cake you got, and I'll edit it all back at the CNET studios. No problem. I got a bunch of new video editing stuff. Yeah, she'll never even know the difference. There are all kinds of products available now to help you cull down your epic into a watchable movie. Basically, there are 3 main options. Standard tape-to-tape editing, digital editing on your computer, and hybrid systems that incorporate a little of both. We'll start with a basic, fully analog system. This is the Thumbs Up 2000 video editor from Videonics. It's a simple, quick and dirty solution for just cutting out all the garbage out of your videos. You plug the AV cables from your camcorder and VCR into the unit, and you use these thumbs up and thumbs down buttons to mark the shots that you want to include or cut from your tape. This unit will control both devices and construct a finished tape complete with fades to and from black, with only the footage you want in the video. I give it 3 cool cubes because it's simple, quick, dirty. It's the most reliable one we've seen yet, and it also is still smart enough to talk to sophisticated camcorders that have timecode technology in them.
If you're like me, you like to use your computer for as many things as possible, but you may not have the fastest hard drive in the world or enough memory to do all of this video on your hard drive. So you may be interested in something like this. This is a Pinnacle Studio 400 box, and what it does is runs the video through this box, but the sequence is controlled by the computer. This device allows us to utilize the analog video output of our camcorder and edit directly to the VCR. But the editing process itself is all done in a digital environment. While I'm building the video, I can see a small, low-resolution version of the video on the screen of the computer, but that's not the final product. I can keep that video if I want, but the final product actually gets piped straight from the camcorder through this box and to the VCR, and it never sits on the machine. We are then able to easily manipulate the video and add cool transition effects, music, and titles. When we've created our production on the PC, we're going to have the PC and the Studio 400 control the camcorder and record directly from the camera to the VCR. Now, the Studio 400 software did crash our machine a couple times, and the hardware still has a couple of little glitches to work out. But we still gave it 3 cool cubes because once you do get it working, you get the ease and convenience of using a computer-based editing system without having to shove the video through your computer where the resolution goes away. For the ultimate computer-based editing experience, you have to start with a really screaming PC, like this compact Presario 5665. It's got 450 megahertz of Pentium 2 processor, 12 gigabytes of really fast hard drive space, and 120 megabytes of memory. Now that's the way to do this in style.
This computer comes with a built-in FireWire card.
What FireWire allows you to do is send digital video and audio directly from your camcorder to your computer and back again with no loss in signal quality. All it takes is one simple cable. You plug it into your camcorder on this end, the other end in your computer, and not only can you send the digital audio video information, but control the camcorder as well. Software companies like Avid and Adobe have been building high-end nonlinear editing systems for years, but now they've come out with consumer-friendly, easy-to-use software that offers incredible functionality for the low price. This one's from ULEAD Systems, and it's called Video Studio. We can get in here, digitize our clips, and then the editing world is ours. The biggest advantage of nonlinear editing with digital video is that from start to finish, there is no generation loss, which is the loss in video quality when you transfer from one tape to another. This system works with analog formats like Hi8 and VHS. There is some signal loss when digitizing, and quality does suffer in the process. In the near future, you should see all computers coming with digital video input, as well as video editing software as common as a word processor. But right now, these pieces don't even talk to each other very well. So if you're going to set up something like this, be sure and ask somebody else who's already done it to see which machines can talk to each other before you spend a bunch of money on this stuff. And speaking of a bunch of money, just the combination of the camera and this computer was over $5,000. So the price isn't there yet, but hey, that's why we call the show Cool Tech.
Next up, Desmond and I relax stadium side. More cool tech coming up next.
News.com, your source for tech news first. More news, better coverage, faster delivery, all for free. News.com, another service from CNET, the computer network.
A Star Trek double feature.
Yes, right, joy.
The Final Frontier and the Voyage Home starts next on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Come take a look at this shirt, Danny. Come on, Mom. Are we going to shop all day? Larry's waiting for me.
Are you going to wear that shirt every day?
What's the matter with this shirt?
Where do you like me to start?
Ha! Very funny, Mom.
Come on, what size is this thing anyway?
Mom.
10. I wonder if they've got this in a 10. Isn't this nice?
Yeah, for Grandpa Harry.
Well, let's look to see if they've got something you might like.
Northwest Clothing Company, this is Denise.
How can I help you today, Mrs. Rogers?
Innovations like our direct online call button
Hey, you got any good shirts?
are just one way. Internet call centers from Nortel Networks help you
Take a look at this.
keep up with your customers
Got any other colors?
Check at the bottom there, Dan.
and vice versa.
Cool. Mom, are you seeing this?
Come on, Danny. Are we going to shop all day?
Nortel Networks, how the world shares ideas.
Sometimes the best way to say something is to simply show it with a color photo. Canon color scanners. Just click Scan, add your personal photos to anything, and print in beautiful color. It's easy. Starting around $79. Mechanoscan flatbed color scanners. Only from Canon.
God, Des, it's so cool watching a football game on a flat panel screen. It's almost like being there.
Yeah, look, it's so wide. This is awesome. You don't even have to go to the game.
Wouldn't it be fun, though, to go to a game?
You mean like to really be there?
Yeah.
You know, last time I went, the guy spilled a beer all over me. This is great.
Yeah, but it'd be cool to go to that thing beforehand in the parking lot where they party, you know?
Oh, you mean like a tailgate party?
Yeah.
But I don't have a tailgate. I drive a Fiero.
But it'd still be fun to go to the game, Des.
You do have a good point. Maybe we should go to a game.
Yeah, go to a game.
To some fans, football is more than just the game. It's about rooting for the home team. It's about the joy of victory. It's about the parking lot.
Wow, cool.
Well, look at all this. You know, I brought a lot of stuff, but I didn't bring half as much stuff as some of these people.
I knew we started at the barbecue.
But Daphne, I got all this stuff. I'm gonna need a hand.
Thanks
you
so
gotta...
much. Great.
Daphne.
Man, there's a lot of stuff we didn't bring. Like, oh my God, this would be perfect. Why did you guys always bring this? Oh, yeah, I love it, Mike.
Ah, I love the smell of meat cooking in the morning. Smells like victory.
Now here's something kind of neat to show your team colors. It's the NFL Helmet Barbecue, except the problem is we're not in Oakland right now. But underneath there is a fine grill, perfect for grilling up some burgers. And while this looks like it's a toolkit that you might use to fix your car or the house, this is actually just used to fix up some barbecue. It's from Brookstone, and it has everything you're gonna need in it. Kebab skewers, corn on the cob holders, and this looks like the right tool for the job.
This is a good time. Man, some people are nuts here. They even bring like RVs. I mean, look at this RV land. Let's check it out. All right, the people, the tailgaters with the RV, they are serious. They even have a satellite on top here so you can watch the game. So you don't even need to go inside. You got the best seat right here.
We can see out here the whole game and watch everything right here.
These RV people know how to do it right. I wonder if what Desmond is cooking up is going to be half as good as this.
This is the hot disc grill. Now, instead of being a barbecue with charcoal, it actually runs off of cooking fuel. So it's easier to manage the type of heat you have. You just decide how many of those you're gonna light, throw the disc back on here, and you're ready to cook. Hope Daphne comes back pretty soon. She's gonna miss out.
Hey, look, swing tailgate. Maybe I can get a glass of Chardonnay. What do you guys like more, the game or the tailgate? Oh, the tailgate.
This is a barbecue in a briefcase. It's about 44 pounds or so, but check this out. Just open up this little box, put the floor down. Here's your cooking surface. And it's a great way to get a little fire going in some place where you don't want to scorch the pavement. Pretty cool. What's that?
I couldn't help but noticing. That's really loud.
You like a margarita? This is a gas-powered blender. It's powered by a 2-stroke weed whacker engine and can make up to a gallon of margaritas or milkshakes.
Hey, here's a great way to keep up on all the NFL action while you're at any game. It's the Casio 4-inch LCD display. Oh my gosh, like that the Niners game has already started. I better get back to Des. Oh man, have I had a good time.
Daphne, where have you been? We're missing the game.
No, they haven't even started the national anthem yet. Yeah, but I'm doing all these fun scenes. People are so friendly here. It's been a great time.
While you've been gone, Daphne, I have set up all of this food, cooked all of this delicious stuff, set everything up.
I can't believe we finally went to the stadium, but we didn't see the game. Although I love the party. I mean, the tailgating was so much fun.
Of course it was fun, but you know, maybe we should just stick to television. After all, it is more our speed.
And we could party right here.
It's a good idea. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for the show today. Remember that you can get information about all of the cool tech we featured here on our website, cnet.tv.com. I'm Desmond Crisis.
And I'm Daphne Brogdon. See you on the next Cool Tech.
Thanks for joining us this week on CNET, the digital domain.
Join us now as we journey for a minute inside space.
Spend a moment with us inside space.